joined by PyrionFlax. You guys have been doing an amazing job with the Newbie cast. How has it been so far into TI?
TI's been great. Totally different from last year. I mean, don't you think it was it's changed flavor, like compared to Benaroya? It's really different. So that took a lot of getting used to. But we were here for longer. We did all the qualifying matches and stuff like that. So we had a lot of time to settle in, which was great. The Newbie cast was a real challenge, and it took a lot of getting used to. So all in all, it feels like I can't believe we're going home in a few days' time, because I still feel like we're just sort of still getting into it. But it's been fantastic.
How did you prepare yourself for the Newbie cast?
Well, Blitz and Shane and I were messaged by IceFrog, and he said, you guys are going to be doing the Newbie cast. And Blitz, the moment the call had finished, he said, all right, guys, we need to get together and practice. And me and Shane were like, nah, we don't try casts, no problem, we'll be fine. It's just a casual cast. And then day one, we had audio problems, and we didn't know what we were doing, we didn't know what they expected. So the biggest challenge has been figuring out how to combine all the problems we've had into what we have done now. And while we've been here, as far as I'm concerned, the casting has been as good as we could do it, and it's been really good. So it was challenging, but we got there.
What did you think is going to be the most difficult doing a Newbie cast? What was the biggest challenge you thought you're going to face?
Okay, imagine casting Dota 2, and you've done that for a few years or whatever, and you play it and you talk about it with your friends, and then all of a sudden you have to approach it from a new perspective again. All the items, all the heroes, every bit of lingo and abbreviation and things that you take for granted, forget all that. And you have to look at it with all new eyes. You can't say TA, you have to say Templar Assassin. You can't say like OD, you have to say Outward Devourer, BKB, you have to say Black King Bar. And that doesn't sound like much, but it really does take a long time. And then you suddenly have to say in a fight, like some of the team fights there, you're just like trying to explain every single thing that's happened is impossible. So then you have to stop doing the kind of rapid fire play-by-play and just pick one thing happening and say, can you see the way the Magic community is doing this? And then, because a lot of the people watching haven't played. And that's how you learn the best, really, is by playing. You get all the audio cues for spells and things, and the visual effects become second nature. So that's the real challenge, is explaining to people something they've never played, but is really technically difficult. So that's the biggest challenge, is learning to see it with fresh eyes again.
So, I mean, obviously in one game you explain everything. Starting a new game, you explain the whole thing again. At what point does it start to make you feel a little bit stupid to repeat yourself that often?
That actually is really hard. And one of the things that it was actually Toby's idea, so I'll give him credit for that. Props to Toby. He said, you should have some little movies that you can play at the start that just explain things like Roshan or whatever. But what the Swedish guys had when we did Dream League was they had an explanation movie for the Swedish TV viewers to say this is what Dota is. Shout out to the Swedish guys. And we wish that we could have had something like that, because then we could just run that 2 minutes during the draft phase. Doesn't mean anything to the newcomer anyway. You run 2-minute movie, explains everything in SFM, and it looks beautiful and explains it perfectly. You can refine it and refine it and refine it, and then you can get into the cast, and the casters are like, we don't have to explain everything again. So yeah, that would be fantastic. If there was an innovation that needed to happen and they did that, the Newbie cast would be, boom, it writes itself.
Well, it was really good as it was already. So thanks a lot for joining me for the interview. Anything you want to say to the people watching?
I just want to say thank you to all the people that helped us behind the scenes as well, but all the guys that watched, that tweeted questions and tweeted answers, and were in the Twitch chat being helpful and kind. And everybody said this is the nicest Twitch chat on Twitch, and it was really friendly and kind. So you guys helped us immensely, so thank you for that.
Thank you very much.